This clip is sponsored by American Mobile. If you're a nurse interested in traveling, visit americanmobile.com to get started. Do you have any patients like over the years that you still think about, or like ones, memorable patients or memorable families that are in your head?
Oh yeah, we do care for a lot of babies, and so there there are times where I may forget, but we actually at my previous hospital that I worked, we had a picnic every single year, like an annual NICU picnic where graduates would come back and
Oh,
say
I
hello to
would
their favorite
love
nurses.
that.
And so I think my most memorable, and I still think about them till this very day, is I had a family that was Spanish speaking only. So we barely were able to communicate, but we tried our best. Google Translate and hand miming and all these things. And my most memorable was on New Year's Eve. I was working and they were there, and the babies I think were probably still like very small, like 36 weeks or something like that, still in the incubator. And the parents really wanted to put on New Year's dresses for the twins. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. One thing I love doing is taking photos and making memories for the parents. So I'm actually part of a committee that does like footprint cards every single holiday
Oh,
to make it memorable
cute.
for them. And so, yeah, in that moment, I was like, I wanted to make it special for them, especially because they have to be here on New Year's Eve and can't be
Yeah.
home with their families, and they're here for their babies. So we dressed them all up. I gave them baths, dressed them all up, and put them in their outfits. And then we took cute photos and we did family pictures, and it was just so memorable. And then a year later, we had that family picnic, and they came. I totally forgot because I do care for a lot of patients, so my
Yeah.
memory can can be forgetful. And they came up to me holding the babies, and the dad comes up to me. He's trying his best to speak English to me, and the mom also came up as well and was like, baby, New Year's Eve, remember? And they show me the
Oh,
picture on their phone, and my heart
oh my
melted.
gosh.
And the babies were so healthy, they were thriving, and I was like, this is why I want to be a part of the NICU. This is the
Yeah.
journey that I want to be a part of, where they come back, they're healthy, and they're thriving, and it was just an amazing experience. And to this day, I think about them so much. I'm like, I wonder how they're doing. And so there are babies that I do primary law. I've primary law in the past 6 years. So there's patients that I miss that I think about, and I want to remember those moments. And I'm like, I really wonder how they're doing. So I'm sure there are patients that we all care for often that we think about. And so those are some of those memories where I really want to catch up and see how they're doing. So,
Yeah. That's an amazing thing that hospital gave to you guys, because there's so often there's no closed loop, like
right.
you'll take care of somebody for, 6 months, and then they'll
Yeah,
go to rehab and you'll never hear from them again. And it's like,
right.
well, I hope that they're okay. I mean, just the fact that, you're able to like have a picnic and see all of these like that's just got to make it so fulfilling and
Oh, yeah.
satisfying for you guys that take care of these tiny little super sick babies, and then see like how well they're doing, and seeing like all of the fruits of your labor, you know.
Yeah.
That's so, I love
It's
that.
so
I love that
amazing.
they did
And
that.
what's even more amazing is that we have had babies that come back to these picnics that are now full fledged adults with their own babies. And it
Wow.
is amazing. So we have some nurses who've been working for years upon years, and they've been following these families up until the point that now they have their own kids. It is amazing.